Bruh! Damn. Still, I did this the hardest way possible. So this is the reason why, you know, I'm going through this engine again. See this O-ring? Cade. Welcome back, and toast to you guys. So guys, the last couple days I've been extremely busy working on this car, working on the engine over there, bam, and trying to just get this out of here so I could get some other cars in here. As you guys know, I pretty much started working for myself completely, so getting established, I haven't been able to film just yet. I am planning on filming a lot more. Even though I say that all the time, I am planning on filming a lot more of what's going on. But let me kind of give you a quick update, and we'll go ahead and show you what's going on. I went ahead and put in, kind of cleaned them up. I didn't really, you know, since we're just going to run this car, it's not going to be anything crazy. I just cleaned the pistons a little bit, but we installed the pistons, new oil pump. But what I found was this guy. I found this guy. So, if you guys see that, that's a broken O-ring. Now, I don't feel like I had much issues on the BMW, because the BMW just used a factory F-body oil pan and F-body pickup tube, and then I ran it a quart over for oil. So I did beat on it a lot, but it didn't die until it was in this car with the new oil pan and new pickup tube. So I'm contributing it to the new oil pan and pickup tube, more so the pickup tube than the oil pan. I feel like the oil pan is pretty good, but the angle of the pickup tube once it's bolted in, I'm using both bolts on the oil pump too, so I do feel like that made a difference in how it sits in the pan. Alright guys, off to other adventures. A friend needs some car work, so I'm gonna go look at his car today, and yeah, we'll get back on the Z a little later on. But I really feel like most likely the Z will probably be running by tomorrow, and hopefully all of my work has cured all of the problems. Ain't that right, lady? Mm-hmm. But she asked me if I was excited to get the Z running again. I'm like, ah.
I know, I just asked him, I'm like, are you excited? And he's like, nah. I'm like,
I'm excited to get it running. Like, I love driving that car, but just the amount of work I had to go through due to just all kinds of just weird things that probably should have never happened. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So just FYI, if you guys find yourself looking for an oil pan, I would look for a different one than the one I particularly am using. I am only going to use it for a moment. I did modify the pickup tube to work better. We'll see how well it does, but we're just gonna keep it real chill until we get a different oil pan.
I would love to learn how to drift and all that stuff, but I'm scared. Like, I don't know. I'm scared to learn how to drive on a stick.
So this will be for another time, but we're gonna get her to drive the GTO, and
that's so scary. That car terrifies me.
We'll ease into it. Yeah, we'll ease into it for sure.
Like, I don't even know how you even trust me to even put the gas pedal on it, or
yeah, we got good insurance, so it'll be alright.
That's true, but still scary.
But yeah, so you guys could plan on that. The wifey's gonna learn how to drive the GT slow, and it's gonna be awesome. Alright guys, we're back on it. All that's really left to do on the Z is torque the heads down and then kind of put the rest of the accessories back on. Yeah, so let's get to the torquing process. Now time for the rocker, so we're getting pretty close. Then back through with your torque wrench. You always tighten them until they get loose again. No, I'm just kidding. So I promise you guys, on the next motor that I do, I'm gonna go through it, start to finish with you guys. I was on a time crunch. I have several other jobs to do at the moment, so I wasn't able to do it. Today I have a little bit more time, but tomorrow we're gonna be right back in the grind. So next motor for sure, I'm gonna show you start to finish how I do them. Yeah, so this is if it's in good working order to start with. It's just a basic refresh, not rods, pistons, or overboring or anything like that. Just a basic hand polishing and piston install, that kind of thing, hone, and yeah. But if it's a full bore build, you know, you have the machine shop do it. But if you're just doing a basic refresh and you're trying to save some money and you're just doing a stock bore thing, I definitely will show you how to do that. All right, we still got the lift plate on here, so I got to get the lift plate.
And these weren't all the way timed down. They were just mainly to hold everything up.
And I like to get my microfiber and good spray down with ammonia-free glass cleaner. Now on the next motor I definitely gonna do, like, I'm gonna paint it and make it look all nice. This one, honestly, this guy's kind of temporary. I definitely think I'm gonna either, one or two things are gonna happen. This thing will probably stay the way it is for a little while. We just drive it, we enjoy it for the season or for the rest of the warm days. And then I get a 2JZ for this thing because that was the original motor I want. And I would like to mess with a couple of other different platforms. And the Toyota stuff I've always wanted to play with. And or after that, and if that doesn't work or pan out, we're gonna do a LS3. LS3 of some sort. And I was considering boost, but to be honest, I just want a nice V8 sounding car. And the boost takes a lot of the V8 rumble away. It makes it sound nasty. It's not like nasty as in good, but not the classic V8 sound. And that's what I really love about the LS platform, is when you put a nice set of long tubes on there and a good exhaust, proper cam, it sounds so vicious. I was actually just looking back on a few of my supercharged videos, and I really miss how the LSA and the long tube proper exhaust sounds. It sounds amazing.
So Trey just got his car back, supercharged, and he's trying to...
All right guys, next what I'm gonna do is we're gonna throw these valve covers on, but I'm just trying to get this clean beforehand. I think that's the wife calling because I wasn't really supposed to be working on this. She's probably telling me to come inside. Hold on, let's see. Bet $5. Oh, look at that. Look at, she's calling. Yep, that was definitely the wifey. She's gonna come out here and scold me in a minute. Cause I am a workaholic. I'll be the first to tell you. Okay, let's throw these valve covers on. You know, I'm ringing the bell because I'm about done. Good thing about swap cars, especially if you worked on it for a while, is stuff goes into place pretty quick. And they're a lot simpler than standard cars. So if you were to do a swap, make it easy on yourself. Next up is I just got to line this alternator up, which should be no big deal. I use the ICT alternator and power steering bracket. Now I did, check this out, I did break my power steering pulling. So I had just been running this non-power steering, just had the, you know, the lines looped. Eventually I got to replace this power steering, but for now we're just trying to get this thing running again. It kind of sucks. Like, I'm pretty bummed that everything has happened to this car so far, but we're on the back end of that. Like I said, we're most likely we're gonna save up, and if this one doesn't live super long and I have issues with this one, I'm gonna end up going LS3 for sure, and then we're gonna go either LS3 for sure or 2JZ, whatever I could get a better price on. But I think a 2J would be real sick. Like, I love my LSs, but I think I want to have the best of both worlds. You know, Japanese with Japanese. I love my V8. LSs are a lot cheaper. There's no doubt about that. So if I get any of that argument, I know what it is. But if I could figure out a 2J, I'll definitely do a 2J in this car. So I guess you're wondering why I've been working with the stand in my way the whole time. I don't have a really good reason for this. It's kind of dumb, I know, but yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Normally I would never do that, but for some reason today I'm like, I don't really care. I'm just trying to get done. So yeah, this ICT bracket is really, really nice. Very, very simple, super easy to work with. I have a high mount alternator, so none of this getting down on the ground to change an alternator or anything like that. And yeah, so I'm super hype on that. So all that's left to do really for tomorrow would be to hook up, install the rest of the exhaust, so headers. I could probably do the wiring harness today, which I'll probably do it right now while we're here. This goes back a bit like that, like so. Find the throttle cable. Here's my throttle cable. Now those who are running a truck water pump with a LS1 intake, all you have to do is dent the water pump a little bit, like just the tube. It won't hurt anything. I'll show you. So you can get it to work. Now I did cut off the little flap for the, what is it called? For the cruise control. I did cut off this little flap for the cruise control, but you could dent this little, just very gently tap this with a ball peen hammer so you could get some clearance. So then you have no issues with your throttle hitting your water pump tube. As you guys know, I had went ahead and rewired and soldered up all of my EV1 connectors. So this is my little wire job. For some reason I was getting some resistance and it wasn't grounding out on the first engine, so I was having a miss on this cylinder number 2 here, and that really sucked. So once I figured this out, then I realized I had some compression issues with this engine. So this is why it got all tore apart and completely redone. But we're back on track now. Fingers crossed, and hopefully that's the case. Now, on this car, I am running on a speed density tune, but my MAP sensor is actually just serves as an IAT sensor. It reads nothing. So that is the deal with that. And I did notice I just forgot something. Good thing I didn't tighten anything down, but I forgot my crossover, my water crossover. So we're gonna put that in right now. Easy peasy. All right. So another thing a lot of people don't realize you have to do on these cars for a new cam or whatever, or if it's been taken apart or you mess with it on accident or whatever the case is, you start it up and it doesn't idle right. You need to do an IAC relearn. If you don't do an IAC relearn, you get these weird idles and things that don't want to work right. And I will pretty much go through that process tomorrow when I get this started. But just so you know, that is what is coming up next on Herrera's Garage. Common thing most people don't realize with the LS is if they're not grounded good, they act really weird. So make sure you have a good ground to the back of the head. So there's my harness for the most part. Okay. We'll hook up fuel. Okay, fuel's hooked up. Now what we got to do is go ahead and tighten up the intake. Intake's pretty important. Anything possible that you could do to prevent vacuum leaks will ultimately save you a ton of trouble in tuning or in overall drivability. Your O2 sensors hate vacuum leaks. Mass airflow sensor hates vacuum leaks. IAC, TPS, all of it hates vacuum leaks, so make sure your vacuums are nice and plumbed good. Otherwise, you're gonna have some random issues that you won't know how to figure out. As you guys can tell, I'm super tired. Eyes are starting to turn super red, and yeah, it's about that time. I'm gonna call it a night. We'll see you guys on the next video.